Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's been some time, but joining me today are members of the Australian hard rock band Audio Rain. Welcome back, Jake, and welcome, Dieter, and welcome, Alek. How is it going today down under, guys?
Thanks for having us back. It's great to be back and back. Sorry, Date's going.
But how are you over there?
Welcome, man. All good, all good, all good. It's actually, nice daylight. Doesn't look grim for once, so yeah, all good, ready to rock. And yeah, happy to have you back and get into this first show, man. So,
I'll just say sorry when we're privileged to be your first show.
Thank you. Oh no, you're welcome. You're welcome, man. It's nice to have you back. So since I last talked to you, Jake, and you can all tell me what's the latest that's been happening with the band since we last talked, and what was the response like to your album?
Look, the album was fantastic. We've had brilliant responses since the album came out. She pre-COVID was supposed to be. We're with MR Records now. They've taken us on, and we were going to be doing a bit of a national tour with Threshold over here, and then COVID hit, and so all that fell through. Obviously, as everyone else's lives fell through with in many different ways, as you and I both know, and we all know. But the album, back to the album, yeah, the album's great. We've had so much fantastic feedback, and just even the other day we got feedback from an awesome front of house engineer who's done everyone and everything here in Adelaide, SA, where we're from. He's down in Perth. But he just he sent us a private message, and I'm just going to look at it because it blew me away. He said he sent us a message saying, and this is we were supporting Skillet at the time,
yeah,
and he was doing our our backfill and our engineering. He said this is the first album in possibly over 10 years that I want to keep listening to every track over and over. Fucking top effort. You should be very proud of what you've done. And his PS, his 6-year-old son, said, I like this rock and roll because it's not weak. It makes us better than other bands. Yeah. Every band, and mixed everyone and everything. He's one of the best front house engineers, and for him to come out and say that to us, it just blew me away. So that's a review on the album, just from last week, from that album. But since then, now we've gone back in the studio. Through COVID, and that's another story about how this song came about, and we'll speak about that after, I suppose. But yeah, we've gone back and we've recorded Relentless, and that music video dropped today on Brave Words in the US, exclusively with them, and then it will come out obviously everywhere tomorrow, I suppose, or whatever that is in whatever time zone you're in.
Yeah. Well, that's a good accolade for sure, especially when someone says, "Look, keep listening to it." Every track, not skipping one. That's the thing you find with most music, isn't it? There'll be a couple of tracks on an album, and that'll be it. So if someone's saying, "Hey, I'm not skipping any tracks," that's a hell of an accolade, man. So I was watching the video for Relentless when you sent me it. So how did all of you get the idea to come up with the location? I know that's going to be influenced by COVID, but it still has that raw kind of post-APOC vibe to it as well. So how did you all come up with the idea for it and where to shoot it?
That was a bit of a weird one. I mean, we all spoke, didn't we, Dieter and Alek, about the sort of stuff we wanted with Relentless. Because what you got to understand with Relentless is this song was, even though it's written so that everyone can adapt it to their own lives and apply it to whatever situation that they're running currently in. It's open for everyone. For us, it was about us as a band, from our journey from where we started to everything that was going on, and then the pandemic and the stuff that was losing. And we heard about so many bands that were just folding and dropping off. And we said, this is definitely not us. We are, no matter what happens, we'll work too hard. We're a band of brothers. We're solid. There's no angst with us. There's no arguments. We all know where we need to go, what we need to do. So it's about being committed, dedicated, and being relentless at getting through COVID and coming out the other side in one piece, on top, and fighting and going strong. So Relentless had to have a video that showed that for us, and that's why you'll see in the video images of empty shows, full shows, just to sort of show that the contrast, everything. And then you got all the pandemic images as well. The androgynous, relentless spirit in the mud is there clawing their way out of all the crap, it's just, I think it's a very, very, very powerful video showing our journey. But as I said, there can be anyone can apply it to their own lives in whatever situation. If they've got something to get through, it's open to everyone, that video. But we all spoke about this, didn't we, boys, about what sort of images we wanted and the stuff we wanted to do. Would you agree, boys?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. But the location was going to be, it had to be somewhere big expanse. We're looking at a salt lake at the time, but just trying to get the right salt lake at the time. And then there was, we found one, but it was wet. And so that, it's not that easy. Like, I've seen some other cool videos with salt lakes, but then a good friend of ours, her name's Eva. She's actually over in the States, and she ended up editing over this in the States. Where did she go to that? She drove to, I don't know where she drove to cut it, but Dieter, do you remember?
Do I remember what?
Eva, yeah. So I don't know where she's in the States, but she's where she's staying. But so she was over here at the time.
Well, she's originally from here, but she's married to an American, so she lives in the States. But she was here during the COVID pandemic, and she actually finally she was able to get back to the States, but we got our clip in just in time.
She couldn't go home, and we were looking for the right person to film this, and we've known her for years, and was like, we're actually at a party, weren't we? It was a party that is on every year. I can never go to because I'm always doing something, or I'm at night shift work or whatever. But this party we went to, and my wife and I, Sam, we said, like, we're going to this one, so off we went. And that night, just during drinks and stuff, I was speaking to Eva, or we call her Harley, about, man, we need someone with just a creative person to really sort this new video for us, someone with fresh ideas. And then she said, well, I could do it. And I was like, yes, you could. And so, because she's got a massive background in TV and lighting and film and stuff, and I wasn't even thinking about it for her, but yeah. So she took it on, and she was actually lead singer in a hard rock band herself. So we thought, it's perfect, man. She knows the music, she knows us, she knows what we're into. A perfect person to do it. So, and I think she really nailed the video. It's just it's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. I think you'll get a solid response to it. And the lyrics, and when I read about this, and when I read about the song as well particularly resonated with me, for reasons that Jake. And I think that will probably be widespread with many people, especially with what's been happening with COVID and it's still ongoing. And this leads me up to perfect segue into asking you all about how you hooked up with Netgigs, and I understand it's also for the gig is going to be a fundraiser for a youth mental health initiative, Headspace, which I think is a great cause. And there's so many people, have been suffering during COVID, especially with the mental health side of things, which you've forgotten about, which I know about from personal experience with what happened to one of my friends. So I'm just curious, how you hooked up with Netgigs and how you got in touch with the charity for how you Headspace. Yeah, sorry folks, I'm a little bit rusty. I had a live brain fart there.
All good.
Yeah. I mean, we've known Joe for a long time. Joe is the owner and founder of Netgigs.
Yeah.
And Netgigs is a live streaming company, the same as I don't know, what do you got over there, or America, like I can't even think of the ones you got over there. But the difference with Netgigs is that a lot of the streaming companies, when they charge tickets, the money gets, I suppose, split up here and there. Netgigs is almost 100% profit back to the band, and that's a lot of people don't know. Like they take a tiny cut because Joe's passion is to give back to bands. So that's the whole thing. And so Netgigs is global. It's a global company. They've got almost, Adidas, they've got most of the countries, haven't they, in the world, all sorted for Netgigs. But then if for bands that will go on there, so almost 100% of the profits go back to them. So for bands that are trying to make money in COVID when they can't go out and play and they have to live stream, I mean, when it started, no one live stream. Then bands were live streaming for free. Like, you don't need to. You don't have to charge a lot either. But if you use a company like Netgigs, you can charge a bit. Surely you're not going to charge the same as you would as a live concert, but you can still charge. People will pay it because it might be $20, it could be $30, And most of the money will go back to the band, almost 100% of it. So they're a brilliant company, and that's why we decided we wanted to speak to them. But we also knew with our single launch, we wanted to do something different. We spoke about this, guys, didn't we? And so many bands, they'll do a single, here's a single launch, and now with doing live streams, we thought we just, in this day and age, you've just, and talking about there's so many good bands out there, and you've just got to stand out, I suppose. So we just wanted something different. And Joe told us about the concept of this new concept he had about doing a live streaming with a 360 VR camera, which really hasn't been. I think it might have been done once. Bands have live streamed. Bands have filmed stuff in 360 VR and put it out there, but live, I don't know. I don't think there's been maybe a couple. So it's a game changer, I think. Hey?
I've seen a house film concert like that. A 3D.
Was it live or was it after?
Couldn't tell you, but obviously I watched it after. But I think it might have been live initially.
Okay,
but some of it live. Yeah.
I reckon it was but there might be maybe 2 or 3 bands that have only done it live. I think a lot of bands too.
It's definitely not done. It's not very common.
No, it's not.
No. And I think a lot
just
of bands
testing the waters now.
Yeah,
but it was fantastic because you could wherever you pointed your phone, that's where it was kind of like your phone was the camera, and wherever you pointed it, you just had to turn on the spot, and you could go from looking at RJ on the drums, RJ Hale, He could just turn, and then next thing you're looking at, his his sister's behind and the crowd in front of her. That sort of thing. It was great.
That's it.
That's what you experience with audio, Rain.
Absolutely. Like you can do it on your phone. The best experiences is with a headset, whether it be a proper VR headset or one of the cheaper carbon ones you can buy where you drop your phone in the front and it sort of splits it. But that gives it a full immersive experience. But if you haven't got that, you can just go on your phone and turn.
Yeah, actually, it wasn't virtual reality. It was just 360. It was just
360. Is it? No, I think that's no, because it is because the VR. So what happens is that with ours is going to be at the front of the show, so it basically sits you in the front row, and so people are going, okay, everyone's doing live streams. That's fine. You can watch live stream and see the show, but eventually you go, I want to be at a show, and the virtual reality puts you in the front row, and you're like, there's a singer, there's a guitarist. You're looking around, you're there.
Yeah.
So once this is a game changer. What's that?
That would definitely take it over the top because
this is the game.
Just the 360 alone was so good, and then to actually feel like you're in the midst of it, that would just be awesome.
I think Netgigs are. I think Netgigs are a game. They're doing it. They've got a game changer here. This is, live stream. I think is not going away, and especially with all the stuff that's COVID just keeps going and spreading. So, what's next? I can't go to the concert. I'm going to be there anyway in the front row.
I think this will, as you said, help you stand out because, and I mean this not in a bad way here, but we're so oversaturated now because there's so many bands. So it's a case of we want to stand out other than the usual, like this sounds like band A mixed with band B or whatever. And the only kind of VR side of this what I've ever come across before was with the X Games, where they'd have a VR cam attached to a skater or one of the motocross riders, and then in the audience you'd be, like you said, you'd have that experience of seeing it through their vision when they're doing the tricks and stunts. But on music, it's only ever been just streams, not an actual VR experience. And I think you're right, that will be a game changer because although festivals have announced lineups, it still remains uncertain if they will take place because we're hearing we're going to go into a fourth wave here with COVID. So how will things be, say, next year? So giving somebody that opportunity to make them feel like that they are part of that concert, part of that gig, they're seeing you guys right up close. It's like the next best thing and something that can stand out, and then put your music across. And they're going to remember that experience like, okay, I know it's not the same as still going to a show, but it's not, and I don't mean this in a bad way here where, everybody's trying to stream now and it's something, but you're giving them kind of an even benefit, more of a benefit to remember that experience. Like, hey man, I actually saw them up close. So it will give people maybe some positive memories of when they were at live shows, and then whet the hunger to see you guys when it's safe for them to get out there, go to these venues.
Absolutely, and I'm thinking that. Like with a live show, you can't beat it. There was talk about originally with live streaming that it's no good because it's going to take away from people going to the shows because they're just going to sit home. That's bullshit. If you want to go and see a band, you're going to go see a band. You're going to say, I can watch it on TV, so I'm going to sit here and just, have a cone and just do nothing. If you want to go see the band, you'll go see the band.
Yeah.
Live streaming, and that gives people opportunity, like say if the band's not coming to your state or your country, you can watch it. I mean, and the bands themselves, that need this money because it's so expensive to be in a band, to make videos and record and do these tours, they can make extra profits because people that can't see them, can pay a little bit and watch them live. And the other thing was with the live streaming is that yes, you can watch them live stream, but that just looks like every other live stream. Once you go 360. Reality 360, that is an experience, you know, and just to go on the front row. And the bigger the band, obviously, you know, we're not massive, but the bigger the band, you get someone like the likes of Kiss, or, you know, it could be Metallica, it could be anyone. You put 4 virtual reality, 3 VR cameras up on stage, one in front of the drummer, one in front of you know, the each member. You know, you can flip between cameras. It's got to be huge. It's just, it gets you there. You know,
yeah, there's no limit to how it could be applied, even not just for music. There's something I've been watching recently. It's quite a new fighting league, I guess, called Karate Combat. I think it was set up by he's Canadian. I forget how, now we're live. I forget his name, but he's an ex UFC fighter, and it's like presenting even when the fighters come out to enter the arena, it's presenting like a bit of a 360 view. The way it's set up at the moment, they're doing the fights from Okinawa. Probably butchered the pronunciation there, and when it's got it all themed as if it's set in the late 19th century, 1890. The guys come out like through this. I guess makeshift one of a portal from our time, I guess, and they stood there, you know, and it's really cool, man. It gives you something different. So
stargazing, isn't
it? Yeah. That's literally, it looks like SG1, like they've gone through a portal and then, you know, the bowing and everything. Yeah, it's pretty rad. It's definitely worth checking out. They put up a lot of the matches for free on YouTube. So it's definitely worth peeping out if anybody's into that kind of thing.
Do you know what would be great is if they sync licensed our song Relentless for
well, definitely, and that theme that would be ideal, man. Hey, that would be a hella promo. Relentless, and somebody falling on the floor and then getting them back up.
Well, it's got that line, I've been locked in a cage, but I'll come back.
Definitely, exactly, but just it just made me think of that when you were talking about it. So you know, why do you all it's an obvious question, but I think it definitely needs raising. Why do you think then it's so important to do this fundraiser for Headspace?
Well, we've had a relationship with Headspace since 2014 when we played on their stage at the Big Day Out. And yeah, obviously mental health is a big issue, especially in youngsters. And, you know, we need to raise the awareness. We need to increase the funding. And so whatever we can do, you know, it's something we care about. And we're happy to do our part, you know, and you know, put a spotlight on this cause.
Yeah, we've got friends and family. You know, we've all I think most of us in the band have that have utilised Headspace at some time. Headspace is predominantly for 12 to 25-year-olds, and they say that 75% of mental health issues occur before you in that time before you're 25. So they're there to intervene and try and give them strategies and a road to coming back and sorting issues out so that they can effectively have something to deal with these issues before it gets too bad. And there's a lot of mental health awareness for over 25s, but now because of obviously, and with the pandemic over a year and people just with lives and families and jobs, and as I don't need to tell you guys, but it's just it's always been a hot topic, but it's so prevalent right now. And for the young ones, I think people sort of forget, we got our problems, but young ones, growing up, you remember growing up from 12 to 25, the shit that you went through and just the life changes. And then with this, the ones that are at school can't go to their formals. the ones that are, supposed to be getting graduation things can't have this graduation ceremony for all the work they've done at uni, or whatever. It's just, all this stuff is, what's that, Alec?
Missing out their 18th, their 21st.
Yeah, those big, massive times. The best times are supposed to be, in high school and year 12, and they're missing out. They must miss out on all that sort of stuff. On top of that, they got lockdowns. They can't see their friends. They can't do this. They can't do that. And so, it's it's bad enough anyway for young ones, in school because Headspace deal with. Headspace deal with not only mental health, but they deal with physical health, sexual health, drugs and alcohol. They look after, help with studying that. They're there for a lot of things, and so if that's normal, and then you add the pandemic on it, it's massive, and there's just not enough money and not enough people.
And these are their formative years, it kind of, whatever happens in these years is what kind of, that's the sort of path that their life is going to lead. Their life is going to go down this path because these are their formative years, and if they don't get the help necessary now, they're going to be, in trouble later, probably for the rest of their life. It needs to be dealt with now, and so this is where we find it very important, and we're just we're happy to be involved and be able to help any way we can.
Yeah. And we went and saw them. We went and spoke to them and said, look, we're doing this single show, the single launch. We want to, we want to help Headspace. We want to help out this charity because it's, you need all the help you can get. So, and it wasn't so like, no worries. They said you got to go through this protocol and that protocol to be able to attach Headspace to your name. The fact that we played with on their stage at that big day out, that's a big festival in Australia. Pearl Jam headline that year, and the fact that we've done it before with them, work with them, made it a lot easier for them to say yes with us. And our music's got we've got a lot of cool messages, I think. So they were pretty keen and pretty happy to work with us and put a name with us. I mean, and I hope we raise thousands. I mean, but on the day of our show, it's the entry to our show, which would normally be, whatever the cost might be. It's just a note donation to Headspace to come in. Now it could be $5. You might want to put $50 in. You might put $100 in. It's just whatever you feel you can do. On the live 360 on the live stream, there'll be a link there for people across the world if they want to donate to Headspace. You don't have to. It's just if it touches you, if you feel you got some spare money, that's fantastic. We'd love you to do it. And so I don't know how much we're going to raise for them, but whatever we do, it's one step closer to helping another kid. So
yeah, exactly. It's a positive motivator. It's saying to people, look, you're not alone, you're not forgotten, because so many people now just feel abandoned. We were talking a little bit of me with Alec, Jake, before Teach joined us, just before we went live, about everything seems to be focusing on sport. They're forgetting about everybody else. And if you, and especially if you live in a really rough neighborhood and you're feeling abandoned anyway, it's going to be magnified even more so at the moment. So I think it's definitely a good thing. Every little helps, cliche as it sounds, but it does. And at the moment, I mean, people, even me myself, listening to music to try and find that strength, that motivation to keep going. So I think that's where the song Relentless definitely comes in. And then hooking it with Headspace is another bonus on top of that, because someone's gonna listen and hopefully to watch this back and hear what you've just said and be like, yeah, there's people out there who are still trying to help us. I keep saying that, folks. Just at the moment, we just got to look out for each other and keep doing what we can, because it just seems to be I mean, this is a whole other debate for a whole other kind of show, but I guess we take like 1 step forward and 10 steps back at the moment with the way things are being handled.
Yep.
Yes, unprecedented times. So everyone's kind of feeling their way through this. All the governments, all the individuals, everybody.
Yeah.
We'd love to be able to come over and bring all your rain to UK.
Oh, I love that.
USA, we'd love to, but once again, when's that going to happen? We don't know. So,
all right, we'll just try and get a gig at a soccer game or some shit.
yeah. The
that's not funny, man.
They'd let you in as well. Yeah. Yeah.
Cricket season coming up. We'll just fucking shoot one in on that. Why the fucking game up a bit?
Yeah. Just say you're going to open up a new Premier League season. I'll be like, oh, hey, you're here. You're welcome. Yeah.
Dieter's a football man. Sure, you know someone.
I used to be. I'm finding I'm falling out of love, sadly, because of just the diving is just getting worse and worse. And I'm sat there watching. I'm like, I can't take this for real anymore. Just some idiot rolling around on the floor pretending to be hurt, and I'm like, can't do this anymore. And it's
they keep doing it because they keep giving them the fucking free kicks.
Yeah, dude. And I'm like, yeah, and the easy way to stop it would be, right, I'm not going to pay you for a couple of months, and you're going to get a red car that's going to last for a couple of months. Try that. Or as much as, look, I'm not into rugby, but I respect it because you've got to be psychotic to play it, the same as Aussie rules. Put them in as defenders and say, right, you're going to roll on the floor, and just say, but they can't play for you. So it doesn't matter. And just say, you slap him all over the pitch. That'll soon stop them rolling about. Sorry, I'm just going off on one. I guess because I just recently watched the Euro 2020 Championships, and it was like a field diving contest. And all I needed was someone at the side with like scorecards. Yeah, we'll give them a 10 as some idiots rolling around. Oh, my leg's falling off. There's nothing up with you, man. On topic, Gaz. Remember, I'm supposed to be talking about hard rock and metal and stuff. But, I get easy.
I feel like it was a team effort to dive in on that one.
Yeah, man. So I know you mentioned. I'm really trying to get back on.
I'm not going to catch up hold of that thread because I'll be off with you.
Yeah. You want a rant intro for an upcoming song or something? Just let me know. I'll record one for you. Just say, guys, why don't you like football anymore? Or something. And say, okay, I'll record it for you. There you go. Not sure that'll be a good thing for your career, but anyway, whatever. I know that obviously this is a new song. You mentioned the label you're on now. So how far you? I appreciate if you maybe can't give us all the details or info yet. Have you written the next full album? Have you wrote so many songs, or I just wondered what you're working on? Or if you can't say anything, it's okay.
Well,
we can tease.
Yeah, little teaser for the folks.
Yeah. Well,
let's say we're halfway to a new album.
Yeah, that sounds good, man. That sounds good.
You can be sure the album is coming out. When it's coming out,
who knows?
But in the meantime,
that's a Jake question.
Maybe.
But in the meantime, you will get singles.
Hey, that sounds good.
All
sounds good. Sounds good. Yeah. That's good. That's good. It's good enough. And if sadly, I know there's been more restrictions announced today, but were there any plans to do a kind of small tour around your local states?
We've been speaking about that, but the hardest thing is that, like our manager said, let's do something around Australia. Let's go here, there. But all of a sudden now, our where we are in South Australia has just locked borders with everyone, and now the last one that was open was Melbourne. They've locked that too. So if we had gone out last weekend, or whatever, or whatever to go and to it. We've been locked out. It's just we can't afford to isolate. You know, as a band who can have 14 days off of work, everything's just up in the air at the moment.
Yeah,
and there's nothing we can do about it. We want to get out and do stuff, but in a band, the costs anyway alone, recording, doing music videos, all the stuff we do, we need shows to replace that. So then we also have other bands which we do, and we funnel that money back into this band, and then because it's still doing music, if gigs stop and that band's not making any money either. So it's all prevalent, to what we can do. And so we want to do stuff. We just can't afford to get caught out. We're at home with our families. It's very hard.
Yeah, before COVID, I remember talking to bands on the show, and even before the show went on to YouTube, a lot of the bands would say merchandising was becoming the more prominent way to try and generate revenue to invest back into the band, just because the album sales now, people would just I'll watch this on YouTube, rip the song, download it from wherever I want to. And they were saying it's like a real double-edged sword. On one hand, it's getting the name out there, people can hear them, but on the other, it's having to get out there, tour more and more, merchandise, get your name out has become more important. And then, of course, it's having to do jobs to fund those tours, because then that costs money. And then if you're wanting to, like you said, go to the UK or the States, well, the airfare and everything, just expenses for how long you're going to be there, it can be astronomical.
Yeah, and you got to understand, here in Australia, like if we were over in the UK, we could just do a tour and just go play night, whatever. It's just so close. In Australia, if we're going to go to Melbourne, that's a 8-hour drive, or Sydney, further, and then
country.
Brisbane, it might cost us over $1,000 in flights just to get there without
Yeah, and to drive it, from one end of the country to the other, you're looking at a week. It takes a week from one end of the island to the other, really.
So it's really hard up here. If we're in Europe, UK, US, it makes it so much more feasible and easier.
And pretty much all the major cities are around the coast, so makes.
Back in 2006. Sorry, keep talking.
No worries, Joe. Yeah.
But, if we can get over to Europe once everything starts opening up, and we can get over to Europe, get on some festivals, that will be beautiful.
Yeah, definitely. I think if you can get over and get on some of those festivals, and then you've got your name out over here, and then that should make it easier for you coming back again, because then people will get to check you out, remember you, invite you back over, and then hopefully you maybe can get some sponsors, or some festivals can actually say, hey, we'll pay the airfare or whatever, get you on our lineup or something. That would be cool, because there's new festivals start. Well, I was going to say just before COVID, we're starting up all the time here as well, some really big ones. And the cool thing they're doing now is they're putting on a good variety as well. So you've got extreme genres of metal, then regular, regular straight up styles, hard rock as well. So they're putting something for everyone. And I think instead of it all just being, say, one particular style. So I think hopefully COVID eases down in the future. And I think once you get over here and get on something, I think you'll be fine. You've got a good sound. I think people will dig it for sure.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Our style of music is definitely more popular in Europe, Japan, more so than here in our homeland.
Really?
So that just makes way more sense to be getting over there, and you can go from country to country.
Yeah.
Here, it's our style of music isn't that popular to start with, and then the amount of k's you have to travel between cities and states, it's not feasible, really.
Right. I know.
So COVID's really sort of made things really difficult for us at the moment. But,
yeah.
You know, we're relentless.
Yeah. Definitely. You've got to be with everything now. It's funny, man. I hear that a lot from bands wherever they're from. Sometimes they can be a lot more popular outside of their own country, even in their own country. But is that as you said, Alec? Is that just to do with the distance it takes and traveling out there? Because I mean, there's plenty of rad, metal and rock bands from Australia. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, distance is definitely a killer. Like again, even Adelaide to Melbourne, that's like a day. So and usually we drive up, the day of the gig. So it's pretty much 10 hours in the car, and then you're on stage pretty much. So it's just a bit of a killer, but at the same time, I mean, it's still fun. But yeah.
You leave first thing in the morning. You get there, load your gear in, set up, and then you're lucky if you got time to go and check into the hotel room and have a shower or something. Yeah. Otherwise, you just get on stage and play.
Beach Music Festival was good like that because I mean we drove 4 days, just me and the bass player in the car, and then these two flew up. But that was like the first time we'd done that long a drive for a gig. But then like rocked up early enough that I don't think the day that we rocked up we didn't have a gig until the next day. So that was actually kind of worked out not too bad in a weird way.
And that's just to Melbourne, the closest city, the closest major city to Adelaide.
Damn, yeah. I feel bad. I'm like, oh man, I've got to drive 4 hours or something, and you're like, you don't know what a distance is.
Yeah,
that's right.
Maybe me 4 hours to drive to work.
Yeah.
Why do you think AC/DC was so resilient? Because they're an Aussie band. They had to travel from city to city in these states, and it was like they were hardened road warriors by the time they went overseas.
Yeah, then they got a bit of northeast magic added when they hooked up with Brian Johnson as well from my region. So
yeah.
Got to plug that. But yeah, a lot of friends say the same in Canada. They're like, because Canada's obviously really remote as well. They've got to travel literally for so long just to get to the next province to play out there. So I forgot to ask you this earlier. Just for those who are tuning in now, could you all just tell us a little bit about how you connected and formed the band Audio Rain, and and the instruments that you all play and as well?
I'll start, I suppose. Audio Rain was formed in 2011, so we've been around for a while.
That's a decade now.
And you say for a band, well, and you might say for a band that's a long time to only have basically two albums, but a lot things happen over time, as yourself. Life takes over and this and that, and there's certain issues and stuff you have to work through. So that's why I suppose we haven't got like 4 albums down the belt, but it's just the growing of forming a band right from the birth. It's like growing that baby. So 2011 we started. There was a slight lineup change not long after the EP, but so Dieter and I were right from the start, and then Alek and Ash came in, and but they've been with us so long now. It's like they are Audio Rain more than Audio Rain was at the start. So Audio Rain, as it is now, is Audio Rain. The boys, we are a family. I saw a post the other day from actually, funny enough, from Hailstorm, because you were talking about Hailstorm before, Dieter, from Lizzie, talking about how the band it's like they're married. It's a family. It has to be. So many bands, form, and they got some great music. I've seen bands fantastic, but the egos, man, and then they fold, and it's like, wow, what a waste. That's not us. Thank God, because the only way you're going to survive as a band is longevity. And that's actually funny. Now I'm saying that, I'm listening to the lyrics of Relentless, but longevity is the key, and it's just about throwing aside any differences and being tolerant to each other, and knowing that we're all got the same goal and the same dream and the same trajectory. So, and being relentless. I'll say it again. So. That's
3 times with name dropped.
It's all good, man. It's just keep doing it, man.
So for us, that's the band's journey from there. And the other part of your question was, I'm Jake. I'm lead vocalist, rhythm guitarist. Okay. I just back up and try and do some special. There's a little stuff behind Alex Magic. He covers it all and hides all my mistakes. So
that's because you don't play guitar.
I don't play guitar.
We do have chemistry together, which is great, and it's rare.
It's like he's got a good sense of humor because I give him shit all the time.
Yeah,
he does, and I don't slap him because I'm that sort of guy that can rise above and just let it go over.
Yeah, it's bullshit.
Unless I'm really tired, then it gets to me, and then I lose it.
Yeah, I'm like that when I'm tired.
But then we get over it and we hug.
Yeah.
That was one time, and you said you wouldn't tell people about it.
I think you have to have that, man. That connection, as you said, to maintain longevity in any kind of long relationship, communication, both through the good and the bad. And you're totally right about the egos, Jake, because it's a shame. It can waste our talent, and then if they kind of put that dirty laundry out in public as well, and fans see it, it actually can turn fans off that band, thinking, man. And I remember talking to you last time, Jake. It just completely down to earth, approachable, and that's the way I try and do the show as well, just like as if I'm talking to friends. Not hopefully so robotic and monotone. Okay, a little bit rusty today because it's first time back in a while, so I'm a bit.
I feel like you're in the band, guys.
Oh, thanks, man. Not that I can contribute anything creatively, but creatively.
Can you whack a triangle? I bet you can.
Yeah, that'll do. Just stand there.
Do you reckon that you
More
can create?
Cowbell. Dieter never played enough cowbell. We had an additional cowbell player.
Do you reckon you can create an awesome TikTok for us? Because all this TikTok stuff, everyone talks about TikTok, and I'm like, my kids are on it. I'm like,
no,
I don't just.
No.
That's one of the. I haven't actually got one. We were doing a film review on the other channel a couple of weeks ago, and one of the guys from the States recently got a TikTok, and he said it improved his traffic, that he got more traction on TikTok than he did from YouTube and all of his other social media sites. I mean, I've got another name for TikTok, which I won't maybe drop it now live, but it does begin with a T, and yes, it's not too polite, but and I'm just like, man, it just maybe just because I'm so bitter, I look at it, I'm just like, well, seriously, what am I going to use this for? But hey, if it works, I guess. So
I think there's endless feeds of little memes and funny stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. I just look at that shit, man. I'm just like, yeah, that's dumb. I'm like, yeah, whatever. That's
we already have a fucking Twitter that we don't use. We're going to have TikTok. Come on
now. Actually, Twitter is a big thing in the US. I don't know if it's big in the UK. It's not very big in Australia. Facebook is the big thing here. In the US, they love Twitter, don't they? So
yeah, the US and the UK seems to be. Well, I think somebody put out a report not so long ago that most of the traffic on Twitter is actually from the US and UK.
Somebody fucking famous puts up a tweet and all of a sudden that's like headline news because they fucking said something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'll put a challenge out there to anyone watching here that if they're a TikTok genius, to take a song Relentless and do some TikTok and just show us what you got.
TikTok genius. Come on now.
Yeah, rock with TikTok. Put it out there, folks. So
I didn't finish it before because these boys didn't say what they done in the band and about.
I was just going to ask him again.
I'm Alek.
I'm the drummer.
Yeah.
Drummer and I don't know, harmony vocalist, I suppose. Background vocalist.
He's my sound boy.
Alek. What's Alek? Oh, that way. There he is. What do you do? What do you play? He keeps telling us he doesn't actually play guitar, but I think he does.
Yeah, it's called the string stick is the technical term for it, I believe.
Yeah.
But yeah, I do that one.
Yeah.
And I do often tell the guys I don't actually play guitar. They don't believe me though. Weird.
Like he's a good fake guitarist.
Full on
Guitarist.
It's like a method actor. I just got really involved.
Yeah.
Now I'm into it.
And more than an air guitarist because he actually uses a real guitar.
That's it. I'm committed. I'm committed to the lie.
Yeah. Good man. Oh, good to hear. Good stuff, man. Good stuff. And the other. And
he likes to make up people.
I can see where this shows now. It's been such a long time, but this always seems to happen, Jake. Jake, you know this well. This show seems to go off topic and go into a whole other area, no matter who's on. Always happens. I never think why things just deteriorate.
Rabbit hole as well. Like,
Rabbit hole.
If we're a family, you're dad.
Don't talk about Dieter like that.
I wasn't. And you know it.
There we go.
Your doors I bloody well say.
Yeah. Fucking mad, eh?
I do what my dad tells me to do. I'm not going to do what you tell me to do.
Yeah.
Don't try and quote Rage Against the Machine.
I didn't. I actually restrained myself for a change.
Yeah. So, let's say hopefully, we've got I'll ask you to give another shout out about this before we go about the gig on Saturday for Headspace. So hopefully if things get better, I know this is a big if with COVID and everything, is that when you guys would, as you said earlier, would like to get back out on the road, do a couple of shows, and then maybe hopefully try to make some connections in Europe and the US to get out there? Is that going to be the next course of action, I guess, apart from finishing the next album?
There's a plan, I think. All right, maybe
we do have a couple of bullets in the chamber. Yeah,
definitely.
Damn it.
Yeah. I mean, if it wasn't for the pandemic restrictions and stuff, I know that our label would be having us go over to Europe. Definitely. They've got a lot of ties, and it would be happening, but that's the thing that's stopping us is the pandemic. So, as much like I said before, as much as you want to do, all we can do, the best we can do for a Fans Across the World, the best we can do is this VR 360 show. And rather than just be like watching a film clip, watch your phone or get a VR headset or get the thing and immerse yourself in it and put yourself in the front row. If you can't be there in person in the front row, this 360 will put you in the front row, and that's the best we can do for you at the moment because we just can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
And you can be there. You can be there in real time, or you can watch it later.
Yeah,
That's true.
I'm definitely gonna watch it later. I'm always curious to see what it looks like. Seeing myself play from the front row.
That'll be weird. You in the front row looking up at yourself, won't that?
I know it's like proper existential crisis for a second. It'd be great. There can be only one, and just freak out for a second. I'm excited.
Yeah.
Back to the Future. Don't let yourself see yourself.
Oh no, shit! That's gonna mess me up. Oh,
Yeah.
no, I'm thinking about that the whole time.
So needless to say, for the time being, would you do another Netgigs show down the line?
If we have to, most definitely, man. Like we're
gonna have 2 more singles to launch.
Yeah. I mean, we got to, we'll be doing an album, and there are singles coming out, and there'll be more music videos. But for us, as much as that is, as far as being a band goes, being in a band for us is about playing live. We want to play. And it's not being. It's not a dictatorship. We just want to go out there and have fun with everyone. We want to go out there and rock stages and play festivals and just have fun with everyone. And if our songs help people, that is also the bonus. We had a guy the other day when we dropped a video. Actually, I put a post up about some stuff, and this guy who saw us, we were supporting Kip Winger, and he saw us there for the first time, and he bought our album. And one of our songs called Senses. He said whenever he gets down, he just listens to Senses, and that's his thing. And so if we can help people like that with our singles, with our songs, besides being out there and all having fun together, that is so important, because that's actually making a difference. It's us putting something out there and helping to change someone's life.
Yeah, and those fans are investing their time in building that relationship with you as an artist as well. Like you said, when that guy gets down, he listens to that song, so it's going to be, I'm going to come back to your music. This helps me through this tough period. So that says you've got something long lasting and can connect with people, which is incredibly important.
Absolutely. And so that's why with this new single, Relentless, we just hope that people just hear that and go, yep, I'm not giving up. I'm going to move forward. I'm going to pull through.
Yeah, and I think, definitely. And I think, musicians, music, whatever style of music anybody's into, I think that's going to be one of the most motivating and supporting factors at the moment through COVID. Not words from, a politician that we know, they don't care, means nothing. So, as we've said, relating to those songs, to your music, to the words as well, that's really, really gonna help everybody. And that's the feelings I had when I heard Relentless, for reasons that Jake, that really struck a chord with me. So yeah, definitely. Right. Is there anything any of you would like to shout out, promote, any of your other bands, or even any other bands, anything you want to shout out for everybody?
Gosh,
other band.
All I can say is that for every other band out there that's that's struggling or is finding it hard with this, just like us, just don't give up, man. You've just got to just stick together. Stay relentless, and just get through it. And just if this is what you really want, and you really want to make a difference, and you really want to get out there and do this, then that's what you got to do. You just got to stay strong. And there's so many great bands out there.
Yeah.
Just keep pushing forward.
The best things don't come. You've got to strive for them.
You do. If it was easy, we'd all be doing it.
Yeah, exactly. Just got to keep working. Yeah.
The payoff so much.
Yeah, and could you, before I let you guys go today, could you just give everybody another reminder of where they can see you this weekend, both in Australia and on the web with the whole Netgigs, and then could you also shout out all your web details where people can find you?
Yeah, I mean, honest, at the moment, we just had some news today about some restrictions where we're at. I don't believe it's going to affect our VR show to the world. It's going to affect the people that are coming live to our show. I've heard that the venue's down to 50% capacity, and this was a intimate venue because we wanted it to keep it intimate and nice. And things could change again, and there may be no crowd. So for people that are watching in 360, if you want to turn around to the crowd, there may not be a crowd there. So we can't promise anything with this, but because of the ongoing struggles. So, but if you want to watch the show, for us here in Australia and South Australia, it's going to start at 3:30. I think we're on at 3:45, but we'll say 3:30 p.m. in the afternoon on Sunday, July 18. It's going to be, for UK, I think it's going to be 7 a.m. roughly for you guys. Yeah,
it's such a pleasant hour.
Yeah, and then for LA, so for instance, it's going to be, I think, 11 p.m. New York's probably going to be about 2 a.m. So it's hard to be there for everyone if you want to watch it live. But
if you can stay up for the song, you can stay up for audio.
You might be sitting there having a drink going,
be relentless.
You might have come back from partying going, holy shit, it's 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. That Audio Rain band from Australia is live streaming, man.
Yeah.
And look at it. But other than that, it will be up apparently after to look at, because I know that there's a hell of a lot of industry people that will be watching this too, with different record companies and stuff. So that you will be able to see it later and watch it later if you do miss it live. But we'd love for you to be there live.
Yeah, for real. And could you also just give us just a reminder of where people can find you on the web as well? Twitters, things like that.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. So if you go to our Facebook page, Audio Rain, 2 words, and it's not rain is from the sky, it's REIGN, the Royal Rain. You'll be able to find links there. If you go straight to, and this is one word, audiorainvr.com, that's the site. That is the site where it's happening. You can set yourself a reminder on that site to check out the VR show, and there's also instructions there on how to do it. So if you've got a VR headset, you click on the VR headset. If you haven't, you just click on the show and watch it on your phone. The VR headset's the best way. So they're the ways to watch the show. And don't forget, for Headspace, if you want to donate, there will be a link on there to donate to Headspace, and I know they'll appreciate it. And I know that all the kids out there trying to deal with issues will appreciate it. So
yeah, definitely. Well, it's been great to have you all. I've really enjoyed talking to you, and you're welcome on the show anytime. Want to drop any info on new singles, gigs, anything like that, just let me know and we'll hook it up. So before I let you all go, any final words for the folks out there?
Good night, good morning, good afternoon.
Hey guys, have you got a copy of our album?
I've got Lee. Shout out to Lee from Firestarter. He sent me the single for Relentless, and I have your first album.
You have a copy of the album, the debut album?
No, I haven't. I've just
shoot me your address, Peter,
thanks, man.
And I'll send you. We'll get a signed copy and we'll send one to you, man, because that's the one that guy said he could listen to over and over. I just want to make sure that he's right. And if you can listen to it.
Well, that would be greatly appreciated, man. That's awesome. Thank you. That's
great stuff as well.
Yay. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. That's great.
Oh,
That's made my day. Yeah.
are you throwing one of your picks in there, Alec?
Yeah.
The post. Nice.
Oh,
No,
thanks.
It's not Stargate, man. He can't. It doesn't go through the freaking
Oh, with
screen.
that fucking attitude, I can't. God.
Well, that'll maybe be in the near future, maybe where we can literally go through a portal or something and hey, you're at a gig, and then you'll probably be getting like different tier passes. Teleport there in a second for this amount. Or if you want to take longer, you have to pay. That'll probably happen that as well.
Yeah.
I mean, they're launching people into space on like commercial flights now. They can't be far off of wormhole gate.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elon Musk
Just
is just gonna get
materializes. Yeah. Well, honestly, guys, it's been awesome. I really enjoyed it, and I look forward to chatting to you again in the near future. I want to send a shout out to Lee from Firestarter. Thanks as always for reaching back and connecting us all, and shout out to Joe from Netgigs as well. Really awesome thing that you're doing for music. Shout out to Headspace. Check it out, folks. It's really, really important, especially at the moment with COVID. If anyone out there, is struggling, just reach out to someone. You're never alone. There's always somebody there, who will listen and can help you, and just keep going, folks. And it's a perfect segue for me to say, again, be relentless. So there we go. Relentless promo. All right, guys. Yeah, you're welcome, guys. All right, folks, we'll see you on the next episode, which will be soon. And everybody stay safe, take care. Peace out for now.
Okay.
Now.